Pennsylvania. Land of rolling hills, deep forests, and old towns. A place where history lingers, whispering on the wind. But some whispers are darker than others. They tell of restless spirits, tragic events, and places where the veil between worlds wears thin. These are the whispers that draw us in, that make us shiver and look over our shoulders. They are the whispers of haunted Pennsylvania. From the cobblestone streets of Philadelphia to the lonely backroads of the Allegheny Mountains, ghost stories are woven into the fabric of the state. Each tale a thread connecting us to a past that refuses to die. Some are local legends, passed down through generations. Others are more recent, born from tragedy or unexplained phenomena. But all of them speak to a deep human fascination with the unknown. Why are we so drawn to these stories? Perhaps it's the thrill of fear, the adrenaline rush of a good scare. Or maybe it's something more profound. Maybe these tales allow us to explore the mysteries of life and death, to confront our own mortality in a safe, symbolic way. Whatever the reason, ghost stories hold a powerful allure, especially in a place as steeped in history as Pennsylvania. So gather close, dear reader, and let us delve into the shadows. Let us explore the haunted corners of the Keystone State, where the past is never truly gone, and where the line between this world and the next can blur. Beware, though, for these stories have a way of lingering in the mind, like a chill you can't quite shake off. One of Pennsylvania's most enduring ghost stories centers on a lonely stretch of road in Germantown, a neighborhood in Philadelphia. The tale of the Germantown hitchhiker is a classic vanishing hitchhiker story, a trope found in folklore around the world. But this particular legend has a chilling specificity that has captivated generations. The story goes that late at night, a young woman in a white dress appears on the side of the road, thumb outstretched. Drivers who stop to offer her a ride are often struck by her beauty and her air of sadness. She gives them an address nearby, but as the car approaches the destination, the woman vanishes into thin air, leaving behind only an empty seat and a lingering sense of unease. Some versions of the story say the address she gives belongs to a cemetery, while others say it's the site of a tragic accident where a young woman lost her life. The details may vary, but the core of the legend remains the same, a restless spirit seeking a ride that never ends. The Germantown hitchhiker story has been told and retold for decades, becoming deeply embedded in local lore. It's been featured in books, podcasts, and even inspired a local theater production. Whether based on a real event or simply a product of collective imagination, the tale continues to fascinate and frighten, a testament to the enduring power of ghost stories. While the Germantown hitchhiker is perhaps Pennsylvania's most famous ghost story, it is far from the only one. The state is rich with tales of the supernatural, many of them rooted in specific locations and historical events. And few professions seem to encounter these eerie occurrences as often as those who patrol the streets and respond to emergencies police officers. Across Pennsylvania, police departments have their own internal folklore. Stories whispered from officer to officer about haunted buildings, unexplained noises, and strange encounters on the job. In some precincts, rookie officers are initiated by being assigned duty in a supposedly haunted room or building. These stories serve as a reminder that even those sworn to protect and serve are not immune to the chills that run down your spine when encountering the unexplained. One such story comes from Gettysburg, a town steeped in history and some say haunted by the ghosts of the Civil War. Officers patrolling the Gettysburg National Military Park at night have reported hearing phantom gunfire, the clash of swords, and even the mournful cries of soldiers long gone. Some have even claimed to have seen shadowy figures moving through the fog, vanishing as quickly as they appeared. Whether these stories are the product of overactive imaginations or genuine encounters with the other side, they add another layer of intrigue to Pennsylvania's already rich tapestry of ghost lore. For those who wear the badge, the job can be scary enough without the added element of the supernatural. But these tales serve as a reminder that even in the face of fear and uncertainty, there are always those who stand ready to answer the call, whether the threat is from this world or another. Not all ghost stories are rooted in ancient legends or historic battlefields. Some are born from more recent tragedies, the echoes of which reverberate through time, refusing to be silenced. One such story is that of Eastern Airlines Flight 401, a tragedy that unfolded in the Florida Everglades in December 1972. While the crash itself occurred far from Pennsylvania, the ghost story associated with it found a home in the Keystone State. Flight 401, a Lockheed L-1011 TriStar, crashed due to pilot error while preparing to land in Miami. Of the 176 souls aboard, 101 perished. In the aftermath of the disaster, salvaged parts from the wrecked aircraft were used in the repair of other L-1011s. And that's where the ghostly tales began. Crew members on other Eastern Airlines flights reported seeing apparitions of Flight 401's captain and flight engineer on board their aircraft, particularly those planes carrying salvaged parts from the doomed TriStar. These sightings were so frequent and consistent that they became a part of airline lore, even finding their way into the mainstream media. The most notable sightings occurred on flights originating from Philadelphia International Airport. Tales of apparitions appearing in galleys, passenger cabins, even sitting in cockpit jump seats spread amongst the Eastern Airlines staff. Some attributed these sightings to the guilt and trauma of the crash, a psychological manifestation of the tragedy. Others saw it as the restless spirits of the deceased, seeking solace or perhaps trying to prevent another disaster. Venture deep into the heart of Pennsylvania's forests, and you'll find roads less traveled, places where the trees grow close and the sunlight struggles to penetrate the thick canopy. These are the places where local legends thrive, where stories are whispered around campfires and passed down through generations. One such place is known as the Devil's Road, a winding stretch of asphalt said to be cursed, haunted by a malevolent entity. The Devil's Road, sometimes called the Devil's Elbow, varies in location depending on who's telling the tale. Some place it in Bucks County, others in the Pocono Mountains. But regardless of the specific location, the stories share a common thread, a sense of dread, a palpable darkness that clings to the road. Locals tell of strange occurrences on the Devil's Road, cars mysteriously breaking down, compasses spinning wildly, and an overwhelming feeling of being watched. Some claim to have seen a shadowy figure lurking in the woods, its eyes glowing red in the darkness. Others whisper of a ghostly black dog, an omen of misfortune, that appears on the road before vanishing into the forest. Whether these stories are rooted in reality or simply the product of active imaginations, the Devil's Road serves as a reminder that some places hold a power that defies explanation. Perhaps it's the isolation, the sense of being cut off from civilization that fuels these tales. Or maybe there's something more, something ancient and unsettling that permeates these dark and winding roads. Pennsylvania's landscape is dotted with historic sites, abandoned buildings, and forgotten corners where the past lingers like a stubborn stain. It's no wonder, then, that ghost stories are so prevalent in the Keystone State. These tales are more than just spooky campfire stories. They're a reflection of the state's history, its tragedies, and its enduring fascination with the unknown. For many Pennsylvanians, these ghost stories are an integral part of their cultural heritage. They are woven into the fabric of local communities, passed down through generations like cherished heirlooms. These tales connect us to the past, reminding us that the line between the living and the dead is not always so clearly defined. But these stories also serve as a reminder that we live in a world where not everything can be explained by logic and reason. There are mysteries that science cannot unravel, experiences that defy categorization, and perhaps that is part of their appeal. They offer a glimpse into the unknown, a chance to confront our fears and grapple with the big questions about life, death, and what may lie beyond. So, as you wander the streets of Philadelphia, hike the trails of the Allegheny Mountains, or drive down a lonely country road, remember the stories. Remember the whispers in the dark, the chills that run down your spine, and the enduring power of the ghost stories that haunt Pennsylvania. For these tales are more than just stories. They are a part of who we are, a reflection of our history, and a reminder that some mysteries are best left unsolved. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel and check out some of my merch online at Baxter, printify.me. Thanks for watching.